Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, what we have here today is this old toolbox I got for free. They're gonna throw it out, and I said, hey, wait a minute. Thing came with the charged fire extinguisher. That was about all the incentive I needed. That, and it looks like it'll match my truck nicely. It's the old, see if I can do this one hand, the old gold wing style, I guess. Box. I done cleaned most of the crap out of it. I still got a vacuum, but it ain't bad. It says you can't really see it, but it says Payload Plus on it. I don't know, I guess this is a decent one, but what we're going to do is I'm going to take and paint it. I've got a wire wheel to knock big stuff off, a couple grits of sandpaper, white paint, masking tape, and a palm sander. And we're just going to kind of do a budget restoration, I guess. Just clean this thing up, make it decent, get like these rusty corners here, just kind of take care of stuff like that. Oop, give it a little bit of a paint job too. So it's gonna need a couple other things, like those right there are shot. They don't hold it up no more, but we'll worry about that in a minute. I already got them on the way. So I'm gonna set y'all up on a tripod and clean this thing off. We'll see how it cleans up. Now you can see right here, just washing it off with the brush and the hose has done wonders. So I was doing that to get all the major crap off and out of it. See, it's a little nicer down in here. I probably won't do anything with the inside. I mean, it's just gonna get beat up, scratched up anyways. But I would like the outside to look nice. But you can see just how much of a difference you can do with the brush. You ain't got to have a pressure washer. Alright, well, guess I should let it dry out for a minute, then I'm going to come back and sand it. Actually, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that wire wheel and get all the big chunks off. Probably take this fire extinguisher mount off while I clean up everything else for painting, just so I ain't spraying that too. Okay, well, I'll be back in a minute. Alright, as you can see here, I done got all the real loose crap knocked off the top, where it was peeling and rusting through real bad. I ain't too worried about getting the sides, although they're definitely not near as bad as what the top was. But the front and the top is what everyone's going to be seeing, as well as these sides right here. And that's what I really want to get cleaned up. Took some of the stickers I didn't care about off that were fading real good. Alright, so now what I'm going to try to do is sand all this down. Put you back on the stand and have at it. Oh, and let me tell you, try to take this out, unbolting the stuff with that daggum, this sitting on your shoulder, not comfortable. I'm ready for them struts to get in, I tell you. Well, once I realized how few sanding pads I'd actually bought, my standards dropped a little lower real daggum quick. So I just kind of got it as best I could. It ain't perfect, but it's definitely probably the best I've ever done, to be honest with you. I usually just knock the sharp spots off with the wire wheel, hit it with spray paint, and call it good, because, well, I mean, all white paint is marshmallow rust prevention. I mean, but I got smoothed down as best I could. I messed up. I meant to grab the 120 grit, and I grabbed the 220 grit to do all this, so that's just, it ain't perfect, but now I don't want to go back and, scratch it up even worse. So, we're just going to live with it. I'm going to wipe this thing off, tape it up, and get the spray paint. So, I'll be right back. Alright, we got it all taped up. I taped over the handles. I got a little rust on them still, but I don't want to paint over them. That just bothers me. So, we got all the labels, everything. And all the labels I didn't sand off. It ain't going to be perfect, but we'll see how it goes. This stuff says paint and primer, I think. Prevents crust, corrosion, metal top. Oh yeah, no primer needed. So we're just going to see how this stuff goes on. Worst case scenario, well, it's literally whatever we do is better than this. So put you back up somewhere and I'll start painting. Well, that looks terrible. That's bad. I don't know how good the lighting is for y'all because I can't see my own phone. But it ain't good. It's also got this weird texture to it. I don't think that was from dust or anything because it's so even. I think it was coming out the spray can. Well, note to self. To do this, I need more spray cans and I need more sanding pads. I ain't really even been able to get around to the back. So what I'm going to do is I got to go to town later today anyways. I'm going to stop and get myself a couple cans of that Rust-Oleum Turbo. See how that is, because by Jove, I got to do something to even this out. This is terrible. Alright, I'll see you whenever the heck I get that taken care of. Alright, so I'm trying to sand this thing back down again. I got it. It ain't great, but it's better. But that was just pretty terrible what was on there. Just kind of trying to... I got it mostly wiped down. Crap. Tripping over stuff. I'm going to try hitting it with some primer in the metal spots, and we got some of that Rust-Oleum I'm going to try to put on there, so we'll see how that does, but that was bad. Alright, well I got it primed up. Ain't much better, but it's definitely better. Now I'm going to go ahead and just kind of run the rattle can on this thing and see what happens. Hopefully it will be better, but we'll see how this daggum turbo can ultra mega... we'll just see what happens. Oh! Holy crap! Talk about laying down some paint, good gracious. One coat in about 0.45 seconds. I'm going to let that dry for a little bit. Well, here. This ain't bad. I'm going to let this thing here dry for a little bit while I go take care of some stuff. Now, I'll say one thing. Y'all better be sure you run this thing wide open. Try anything less, it don't come out good. So, a little dripping, but that's user error. So, I'll be back with y'all when this is dry. Alright, next day, I done rinsed this fire extinguisher mount off. I got some leftover paint from a earlier project. Gonna rattle bomb it and stick it back on there because the paint's dry enough on the toolbox to remount this thing. Alright, well I'm gonna let that dry. Just I'll probably flip the other side around, get the handles, and throw that on the toolbox. Okay, I just got this lid here propped up with a garden hoe. I'm gonna put the new struts in. I got these, they're rated for about, see, they were 110, 120 pounds. All you really gotta do to get these old ones off is just take a screwdriver. If you get one end off, then you can just snatch it. Putting them on is just as difficult as snap. Done. That's it. So now I can close the lid. Push down a little to open this one, and then it actually opens and holds itself up. Now I can put the fire extinguisher mount on, and I think we can call this thing done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Just a little bit of elbow grease, sandpaper, and spray paint, you too can have a nice looking toolbox. Now, with a little more patience, you can make it much nicer than what I done and not cost you any extra money. But, first time, you live and you learn. The struts were about 25 bucks. I'd love to say what the actual cost of the sandpaper and spray paint were, but I probably spent about $80 more than I should have. So I can't give you a good, honest answer there. But all I got to do now is mount this thing to my truck, and I will see y'all in the next video. Now, if you didn't learn something, I hope you at least enjoyed it, and if not, oh well. Have a good one.